Hey everybody, Be Still VoiceWorks here. Today I'm coming to talk to you about clairaudience. 1 second. Claire! Your audience is here. Your audience. Clairaudience. I know it was bad, alright? Deal with it. I have a special surprise for you all. These are my baby squirrels. Come here, baby. Come on, lay on your back. You are getting rowdy. Good baby. Good baby. Good job. Clean you up a little bit. Get your brother. Here's the brother. Good boy, you went potty. Good baby. Good baby. You're doing so good, and you went potty. Don't be with your brother. You two cuddle up. Those are my babies. I love them so much. I had to go to a house where I unfortunately had to get the mom. I didn't get rid of the mom, like dead, but I had to get rid of the mom because it was in a house and I just couldn't abandon them, and I had no clue where the mother went, and if I just left them, especially after touching them, the risk of them dying was quite high. So I'm gonna raise them and either introduce them to the wild, or if I fall in love with them, I might have to build a squirrel room at my house. Anyway, I'm gonna update you guys in the future on these. So if you speak to the average person and you let them know that you hear voices, or that you hear premonitions, or you think things that are just right, which is clairsentience, you tell them about that, they're going to call you crazy right off the bat. There's no such thing as this or that. There's no such thing. No, you're crazy. You're a psycho. You need help. And maybe for some of us that's true. But clairaudience is a gift that's been utilized by certain individuals throughout history. Clairaudience is being able to hear the voices of a future event, the voices of a spirit or a stain set upon where you are, or it's the ability to hear things that give you guidance. Clairaudience is a very unique gift. It's different than clairvoyancy, because in clairaudience, you just hear. And I have a very cool example of this, something that happened to myself and my grandfather. And you can verify it if you go look at one of the podcasts where it says Podcast with the Shaman. We speak about this. My grandmother was in a coma, and she was sitting in the chair in the living room. Just, she couldn't speak, she couldn't move. She was just lifeless, just sitting there. It was really sad. But my granddad and I were washing dishes at the sink in the kitchen. We're standing side by side like this. We're just doing the dishes. All of a sudden, both of us, we hear, "Ray!" And we look towards each other, and there's nothing there. Obviously, Nanny, her name is Susie, but we call her Nanny. Obviously, she didn't make any noises. And we just looked at each other, and we didn't want to say anything at first because both of us thought we imagined it. And then we said, hey, did you hear that? He said, yeah. said, I heard it. And then we ran into the living room, and my nanny was actually choking on some saliva that had gone down the cord, or the tube. That was, I forget what they call that, the intubation. Anyway, she was choking, and she was just sitting there going. Now, obviously, she couldn't talk. She had tubes in her throat. She was in a coma from cancer and radiation and all that. And what we think it was either my nanny's disembodied self, or more likely, we think it was my granddad's mother telling him, hey, Susie needs your help, because he promised to take care of her until the day she died, and he did. She literally died right next to him. So that was an event of clairaudience. Now, another unique occasion, or a unique occurrence of clairaudience, is when some people are able to hear over the din of the room, or over the noise of a room, or through walls, or hear their enemies speaking about what their plan is. This has happened to people, and it's not that it's been documented as clairaudience happened, but what has been documented is that the person was right about what they heard or what they knew. So imagine you're a king getting ready for battle. And most likely a king isn't the kind of person who's going to have this gift, because it does seem that most of us with these gifts are quite humble, pauper-like people. But the king, imagine he's sitting there in his chambers thinking about tomorrow's battle. And all of a sudden he hears the enemy king's voice saying, we're going to flank them in the morning behind their castle. He doesn't know where it came from. He didn't think it up, but he knows he heard it. So the next day they're waiting for the flankers to come. And they do, and then they win the battle. That has happened in history, as a claim at least. If you look up the definition for clairaudience on Merriam-Webster, it says the supposed faculty to hear. So they have not proven this. It's not something that can be proven. But if you pay attention to your surroundings, if you pay attention to what's happening within you and without you, anyway, if you pay attention to those things, you may start to pick up on stuff like that. I myself quite often have almost like a premonition. Once I said, this restaurant all week, I said, let's not go there. I said, so-and-so is going to be there. And there's no reason for so-and-so to have been there. So-and-so had never been there before. So-and-so didn't live nearby. But I didn't want to go. I felt like just all of a sudden dread about going there. Well, we go anyway, because quite often I am not believed by the wife. I'm kidding. Not really. Anyway, so we go there. Guess what? So-and-so is there. So-and-so's dad is there. So-and-so's mom is there. So-and-so's sister is there. And so-and-so and family come over to the table and ruin our dinner. That kind of event happens to me all the time. Like every week. I'll just get this feeling. And what you have to learn to do is to go with the feeling first. The very first feeling you get, that's the right one. But we don't believe that. People tell us, no, that's just something that you've thought of. That's just an intuition. It doesn't mean it's right. That's where they're wrong. Your intuition is going to be right. If it's wrong, it's because you didn't listen to it properly, or you have not learned what it means, what your intuition means. So if you feel like you can hear things, first off, consider. Don't necessarily jump and do this, but consider going to a doctor just so you can figure out what they believe is going on, if it's causing you trouble. If it's not causing you any pain and it's not causing you any trouble, then my method, go to a place alone, sit still, start to feel what it feels like all around you in a quiet space with no one around. Start to feel what you feel like. Go to your baseline. Remember what you feel like alone, only you. Then slowly introduce this process to having other people around you. Feel yourself, remember what you felt like, then let someone enter the room and see how that changes. And listen. Listen to the things that are happening in your head. Listen to the thoughts that are just blowing by. Because if you practice, you'll know which thought is just a repetitive memory cycle doing its thing, and which thoughts are new information. The thoughts that are new information or intuitive information are really the ones that you want to pay attention to. So personally, based on actual experience that have occurred in my life, I do believe in these special gifts, clairaudience, clairsentience, clairvoyance, that some people are genuine mediums. I believe that some people are not genuine mediums, and that they're taking advantage. Personally, in my experience and in my life, I don't go to any spiritual person who's requesting money. I look instead for ones who will willingly accept donations, but do not require the donations. And I think that you should consider having that same mentality when you're going after spiritual people. My channel, everything I give to you guys, everything I'm trying to put out here is free. It will always be free. I'm willing to do one-on-one counseling maybe for a fee. I've never done that before, but I am willing to do something like that. However, every bit of information I'm ever going to give you on this channel, if you ask me for something and I make a video for you, it's always free. It will never cost you a dime. So watch my ads. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing the squirrels, and I hope you enjoyed some of this information about clairaudience. If you want more in-depth, more detailed processes on how to figure these things out within you, just let me know what your specific questions are, and if I think it's something that could benefit everyone on this channel, I'll definitely make a video. I love you, and as always, be still.